Hello everyone and welcome to the class. My name is Audrey and today for our reading lesson we'll be looking at a couple of different articles all having to do with handwriting. Okay, so in this digital age a lot of times we put more focus on typing and computers and using tablets and things like that. And sometimes we ask ourselves if handwriting is actually important. Okay, so this article is going to be looking at that question. Is handwriting still important? And if you don't know what handwriting is the pen and paper, the old school way of writing. So you're actually writing with your hand, not with your keyboard. Okay, so this topic is looking at, is this type of writing outdated or is it still useful? Is it still helpful in today's world? And after we read that first article, we're also going to look at some new technologies about handwriting. Okay, and I thought they were pretty interesting. Maybe we can even look at a video at the end. Hopefully we'll have time. Okay, so let's see. We have Veronica. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Audrey. How are you?
Great, it's nice to see you. Where are you from, Veronica?
From Barcelona, Spain.
Okay, very good. Nice to have you. And how long have you been here on Verbling?
It's my second class.
Oh, great, great. Well, welcome to Verbling. I hope you enjoyed the first, and I hope you'll enjoy this one as well.
Okay.
Okay, very good, very good. So right now, for those of you who are watching, this is our premium period. So those who have reservations or those who are premium members can join. And here in just a moment, everybody will be able to join. So don't worry, Veronica. I'm hoping you won't be alone in this class.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll have some classmates to join
I won't
us.
be the only, not?
Yes, we hope so. We hope so. Okay, very good, very good. So it looks like the class is open. So if you would go ahead and join if you've been waiting, and we will get started.
Sí, porque... Sí. Y te lo va a comprar.
Okay, so welcome everyone to the class. While we're just in a moment, we'll start our introductions. So if you would, just tell us your name and where you're from. And this class is about handwriting. So tell us if you use handwriting more or if you use typing more. So do you normally write on a pencil and paper or do you use a computer more often? Okay, so that's our introduction question. Let me see. Still wait a few more moments while everybody is joining and the class is loading. And let's see who we have. Adela, welcome. How are you, Adela?
Fine, thanks. And you?
Hi, thank you. How are you doing?
Very good. We'll come to you in just a moment. Okay, so Adela, tell us where you're from.
I'm from Spain.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Like Veronica, where in Spain are you from, Adela?
I'm from Valencia, in the
Okay, very good.
East.
Good. And Veronica, you're from Barcelona, correct?
Yes, it's correct.
It's near to me.
Okay, very good, very nice. And let's see, Adela, the topic is about handwriting. So would you say that you use traditional handwriting more often or less often than things like keyboards or computers?
I use, normally I use the computer or tablet, but when I prepare a class or I print the document
right.
With the pencil and paper, I like to abstract or words, important words. I like.
Okay, very good, very good. So let's see. We also have Elvi. Welcome, Elvi.
Hi, teacher. Nice to meet you.
Yes, nice to see you.
Yeah, this is my first time taking part in your class. Yeah, I'm
Are
happy.
you sure?
Hi, everybody. I'm from Venezuela.
Okay, very good, very good. And tell us, Elvi, do you prefer to use traditional handwriting or computers? Which do you use more often?
Well, I think I prefer to use computers. Well, actually, my teacher asked me to use the computer.
Oh, okay. And do you
Yeah.
find it more helpful to use the computer than to write it out by hand?
Yeah, I think it's easy for you to do your homework and whatever you have to take to the university. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, excellent. Let's go next to Enrique. How are you? Welcome.
Hi, Audrey. I am fine. Thank you for asking.
Okay, very good. Nice to see you. Tell us where you're from.
I'm from Colombia.
Okay, and about this question, what do you use more often, handwriting or computers?
I think it's 50-50 because I have to write on papers and it's usual. So I think it's 50-50.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so maybe there are some things that you prefer to do on the computer and others that you prefer to do by hand.
No. I don't have a favorite option. I have to use both of them.
Okay, okay, I see. So they're equal to you.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Next we have Levin.
Yes. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Fine, I'm doing well.
Okay,
I'm in
great.
office.
Where are you from?
From Turkey.
Okay, great. And what about your handwriting? Do you use traditional handwriting more than keyboards or computers?
My answer is also 50-50 because I always use this book for taking a note with my hand because of my job, and also I'm sending too many mails to people and I'm writing on the computer.
Okay, very good, very good. So we have 50-50 again. Mehdi, welcome, Mehdi.
Hi,
How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. Go ahead, tell us
So,
where you're from.
okay, I'm from Morocco, and I use both actually, but more the handwriting for my homework at school, and I use the handwriting for the projects. No, the 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 um, the computer for the projects, PowerPoint and Word.
Right. Okay, so maybe for your homework you said that you use handwriting, and then for projects you computers?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Let's see. We also have. Let me see.
It's me.
Yes, it's Mood.
It's me, sir. Then you?
Oh, let's go
Hello,
to you in
sir.
let's go to you in just a moment. Okay, we'll come back because we have a couple students before. Mood, are you there? You might need to unmute your microphone, but we'll come back to you. So let us know. Okay, we also have Tuyet. Welcome, Tuyet.
Okay, hi. How are you, teacher?
Great. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Okay, very nice to see you. Tell us where you're from and tell us if you use more the handwriting or computers.
Okay. My name is Tuyết. I'm from Vietnam, and I think now I use computer more than handwriting.
Okay. Is it because you prefer the computer or because you have to use the computer more?
I think I prefer using computer than handwriting.
Okay. Okay, very good. Let's go next to Veronica.
Yes. I often use the computer, but it's it's true that you're writing with a time person because your writing are not used to write your letter. It doesn't understand.
Yeah. Your microphone is really quiet. Is there any way that you could turn up your microphone?
It's a tablet.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay.
Now better?
Yeah, it's better now. Okay. Very good. So which did you say that you use more? Did you use more the traditional handwriting or computers and tablets?
With the computer.
Okay, very nice, very nice. So this article is looking at not only what we use more, but whether handwriting is even useful, if we should teach it in schools. Okay, this is in reaction to something that they're trying to do in some of the schools in my area. They're taking handwriting and cursive out of the schools. So they're deciding not to teach cursive writing because they think it's irrelevant. But let's look at the text. Let me give you a link, and I'll also put it on my screen. Okay, so we're going to alternate reading different sections, and I'll correct any pronunciation mistakes that you have, and of course answer any questions that you have. Okay, here is the link in the chat. Let me know if you can't access it. But you can always follow along on my screen if you just click on my screen there at the bottom. Okay, so we'll start with Adela. Could you read us the title of the article and start with the next section?
Yes. Is it then for handwriting? Is handwriting on the way out? Is scribing with a pencil or ink pen on actual paper destined to become a cultural relic? The BBC wonders in a brief piece that present the arguments in two columns. One that views cursive writing as critical matter of heritage and art. The other suggesting that we're clinging to handwriting for mere nostalgic reasons.
Okay, very good. Let me correct two words for you, Adela. The first one is this one in the first line, scribbling.
Scribbling.
Okay, perfect. And then the next is the one right underneath that, destined.
Destined, yes, finish it. Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so this is the introduction paragraph. We're learning what this passage is about. And the first question, along with the title of the article, is handwriting on the way out? What does it mean, on the way out? Can anybody explain what that phrase means?
Don't use in this moment, no? It's possible disappear. It's not cool.
Yeah, you could say it's not cool. Exactly. So is handwriting on the way out? Is it disappearing? Okay. Are there any questions in this section? How about where it says cursive writing? What is cursive writing? What is the difference between cursive and print?
This is the typus or kind of the letter typus, no? Cursive or bold. This is different types.
Right. So cursive writing is that more artistic, almost like a calligraphy style of writing, right? And then print is just your plain old regular writing. So in this article, well, it's talking about another article. The BBC is presenting a piece that represents these two arguments. One is that cursive writing is important, and the other says that it's not important. And
Yes,
go ahead, Adela.
pro and cons, more or less. So.
Right, right. Okay, and look at that last sentence. That we're clinging to handwriting for mere nostalgic reasons. What are nostalgic reasons?
People think about the others' time when was younger. For example, the old people with a feeling the old time is better than the new time.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, exactly. So it says that, well, one of the opinions is that handwriting or cursive writing isn't really important or practical, but we just like it because of nostalgia. We like to think about the old times when we really used cursive.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Mehdi.
I didn't understand what's a cursive.
Yeah, cursive is a type of writing. So there are two styles generally of writing. You have print, which is just your regular writing, and then cursive is a more artistic, flowing way of writing. So if you see like old documents, look at the Constitution, the U.S. Constitution. It's written in cursive, this beautiful, artsy, artistic writing.
Okay.
Okay. And this is the dilemma. A lot of times they're removing teaching this cursive from schools. So they're not teaching it anymore. Students can't read it or write it. Okay. What do you think so far of those in the class? Do you believe that this cursive writing is important or that it's just some sort of nostalgic thing?
I think it's important. It's not to have because if people don't handwriting, disappear an experience skill. I think is necessary to increase and not decrease the knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Anybody else agree with Adela?
Yes, I think I'm the same.
Okay.
Yes, teacher. In my case, well, I'm just looking forward to knowing the net part of the article, because I think that point is interesting. Yeah, I want to know more about it. Yeah.
Okay, very good, very good. So if you would, read us the next one, LV.
Okay, and I don't have the answer, but my penmanship has been in decline for years because I write almost never, just to sign checks or mortgage documents, and even then, a chicken scratch. A decade ago, finishing my graduate degree, I was filling spiral-bound notebooks with tiny, barely legible notes for some goofy reason. I like to crawl 2 written lines between each 9/32 of an inch horizontal writing space.
Okay, very good. I have 2 words for you, LV. Let me see. The first one was sign checks.
Sign checks.
Okay, right. And then the next one is here almost to the bottom, legible.
Legible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What does legible mean?
When you can read something easily.
Exactly, exactly. So when he says barely legible,
yeah,
it means he can't read it very easily.
Something clear.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, excellent. Any questions in this section?
Teacher, penmanship, what does it mean?
Penmanship is your handwriting skills. So your ability to write well. In this case, he says, my penmanship has been in decline. So his ability to write has been getting worse because he doesn't usually write with his hands. He's mostly typing. Okay? And how about this phrase, chicken scratch? Has anybody heard that phrase? It's chicken scratch. Usually when we say chicken scratch, we mean really terrible looking handwriting. So you can barely read it. It's not very legible. So this guy has chicken scratch, terrible handwriting. Okay?
He used the handwriting just to send checks.
Sorry?
He used the handwriting just to send checks. He don't use it rarely.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So if he only uses it to sign checks or to work on mortgage documents, he's going to have this terrible chicken scratch or terrible handwriting. Okay?
Okay.
Any other questions?
What's some goofy reason? What's goofy?
Goofy is like silly or stupid.
Okay.
So for some stupid reason, he liked to write 2 lines in between each line on his pages, making it even harder to read because he's writing so small. Okay. Oh, another thing I wanted to point out, Elby, was the way that you read this fraction right here. So it should be 9/32 of an inch. Okay? Okay, any other questions?
Sir, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
What is cram?
To cram is to shove into a small space. So he liked to cram or to put 2 written lines in a space that was only for 1 line. So to put something larger in a small space. For example, a really large person could try to cram into a small car. Okay? And Tia, did you have a question?
Okay. What does it mean? The spiral bound notebook.
So those spiral-bound notebooks are the notebooks that have the metal on the edge to keep them together. So there's like a spiral on the edge of the notebook. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next section. Enrique, could you read this one?
Okay. In the 200s, I switched to a notebook computer for everything because I can type and revise a lot faster than I can scribble something down or erase and rewrite it. I've since folded smartphones and tablets in. My notes automatically synchronized, easily accessible and readily available for copying, printing, and or emailing.
Okay, very good. Just that date at the top was the 2000s. The 2000s.
Okay.
Everything else was good. Zinio, I just muted you because there's some echo, but if you had a question, go ahead and unmute yourself. Okay, but very good. So this is, again, the author talking about in the 2000s, this is when he switched to a notebook computer or a laptop. And that's probably why he has such terrible handwriting, because he's been typing since the 2000s.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Any questions in this section?
What it
What's
means?
synchronized?
Sorry.
Go ahead, Veronica, and then we'll go to Mehdi.
Yes, what it means erase. Erase? It's the same like delete.
Which one? Can you repeat one more time?
I think the pronunciation is erase.
Oh, yes, to erase. To erase is like to remove.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so in this case, he says he prefers the laptop or the computer because it's easier to type something and be able to erase it or delete it than it is to manually erase it with an eraser. Okay, and Mehdi, what was your question?
What synchronizes?
Okay, to synchronize. Who can explain that? What does it mean to synchronize?
When to modify an file in one computer, it's possible to have the same file in the other computer because it's in the internet or in the cloud. For example, Dropbox, you have the same document in all computers.
Right. So you can synchronize or match everything up so that you have the documents in multiple places. So you might have the document on your phone, on your computer, on your work laptop, all these different places, and you're synchronizing that data. Okay?
Okay.
Any other questions? So this is one of the benefits to typing is when you handwrite something, it's not easy to save it to different places to transfer it. You might have to write it again. So this is a good advantage. Okay, let's go to the next section. And Mehdi, would you like to read this one?
Okay. I know many who swear by legal pads and no two pencils who, even if they eventually have to type things out, prefer to write by hand. They argue that by actually writing things out, they're slowing the creative process down, allowing themselves more time to consider what they have to say. Consider the hypothetical advantages if you know you're going to revise what you're writing anyway. As they say, most of writing well is revision.
Okay, very good. 2 words. This first word is argue. Argue.
What does it mean?
Argue? Who can tell us what it means to argue? What does it mean to argue?
When two people talk about a topic.
Okay, they're talking about a topic. What else?
Very angry.
Right, they could be angry. They disagree, right?
Yeah, maybe when a person thinks and they have the absolutely truth about some subject and need to try to persuade the others about that own truth.
Right, perfect. So in this case, they argue and they're defending their own opinion. So they believe that their opinion is true, so they're trying to prove that opinion. Okay, the other word I had for you, Mehdi, was hypothetical. Make sure to pronounce that H, hypothetical.
Hypothetical.
Perfect. Okay, excellent. Any questions?
Imaginary.
Sorry?
Hypothetical means imaginary.
Right, more or less imaginary or a hypothetical situation if you just imagine that situation.
A situation that has not happened, but you can imagine.
Right.
Could be.
Exactly. Okay, any other questions in this section?
Yes, Audrey, what's the meaning of swear by legal paths? No, I don't understand that part.
Okay, by let's look at legal pads and number 2 pencils. So what that means is just your traditional pen and paper. So I know many who swear by legal pads and number 2 pencils, or your traditional handwriting. And by saying they'll swear by it, it means they swear that it's the best option.
Okay.
Okay? So a lot of times you'll hear that phrase. Maybe, let me think. Maybe I'll swear by bicycles, thinking that I say or I swear that bicycles are the best way of transportation.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, what about this argument? The people that swear by this pen and paper, this traditional method, they say that by writing things out, they're slowing the creative process, and it allows them to have more time to consider what they have to say. Do you think that's true? Does it help you when you're trying to be creative to write something out? What do you think? Anybody? Does anybody try creative writing?
What do you mean with creative writing?
Creative writing could be you're writing a story or writing a poem, any sort of writing that's not factual. It has some sort of style or art to it.
Me, I write stories.
Okay, and do you prefer to write when you're writing stories? Do you write by hand or do you type it?
I type it. I can't write by hand.
Teacher, I think in some way that idea is related to the fact or related to a mental process. I think it's not the same thing to write or to write down something or to type something in your computer. It's not the same thing. I think that could be the idea behind that sentence.
Right, right. So in this case, those people who prefer to write on pencil and paper, using pencil and paper, they say that it helps their mind, their mental process, to write on that real paper instead of typing it. But for others, it's different. Obviously, for Mehdi, you said that you prefer to type your stories, right?
Yes, and I prefer to draw with the handwriting in paper. It's better.
Okay, very good, very good. Any other questions or comments? Okay, let's go to the next one. And Mood, are you there? Okay, let's go to Tuyet. Would you read this one?
Okay. Okay. And yet, Jeffrey Reeser, the North Carolina State University linguistics professor interviewed for the piece, makes a powerful point. The resources that schools are given, the most important resource probably is time. There's only so many hours in the school year. We have to think about what really fits in there in terms of our priorities.
Okay, very good, and very good pronunciation. So we're going back to that idea of taking writing or taking handwriting out of schools. And this linguistics professor makes the point that we have to think about the time that we devote to that. So there's not unlimited time that we have to teach our children things, and sometimes we have to sacrifice things. Before we talk about that, are there any questions?
Fits in this case it's useful.
What fits is, in this case, if you have enough time for something. So we have to think about what really fits or what we really have enough time for. Okay? Any other questions? So what do you think about what this professor says? Do you think that time is this valuable resource and we might not have enough time to teach everything that we need to teach our children? What do you think?
I think it's more important the topics,
What do you mean?
the subjects we teach.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you think that if we don't have time for something, we should focus on those topics and maybe sacrifice this point of the cursive handwriting or the handwriting?
Yes.
Okay, anybody else?
Yeah, teacher, I think that sentence suppose in this modern world, time is something really important. So you need to save time, and for that reason, it's absolutely important to type quickly and not to lose time erasing in a news in a notebook. Maybe everything is about time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And do you think that that might have a negative influence or a positive influence showing future generations how to manage their time? What do you think?
Oh God. Give me a hand.
Anybody can answer that one.
In Spain, they use the tablet for in the class. It's possible a student have different no levels, but different times in your progress, because the students are very smart. It's possible to follow fast the other lessons or the other possibility, or to do more exercise or complex is possible. I think it's necessary to the priority have the priority in the learning, because it's not possible teach all subject all it's very difficult.
Right. So even if there are things that we find important, it's all about time. There's not time to teach everything. Okay. Very good. Any other comments before we read that last section?
Sir, in my opinion.
Sorry?
Sir, in my opinion, I think that students focus on the content they are studying instead of handwriting.
Okay, yeah. So you think that maybe you agree with Enrique that they need to focus more on the topic that they're studying?
Yes, I agree with him.
Okay, very good. So let's go to that last section. This is the last section of the first article, and then we're going to look at some different handwriting technologies. So Veronica, would you read this one?
Yes. What do you think? Pen and paper are as much technology as as laptops and desktops and tablets is the urge to continue teaching forms of handwriting like cursive, just a kind of primitives. Well, it was a question, but okay. A generational, it has disappeared the text.
Oh, from the screen, if you would click on my screen at the bottom, maybe you can see it.
Okay. It's other person, I don't know. It doesn't appear that. Now yes. A generational, no, it disappears again.
Is my screen clicked on the bottom? You have to click on my screen on the bottom.
But I don't see. It's black, the screen.
Okay. Well, that's okay. We'll come back to you for the next paragraph, okay?
Okay.
So we'll have Zinyu, could you read or finish reading this one?
What do you think? Pen and paper are as much technology as laptops, desktops, and tablets. Is they argue to continue teaching forms of handwriting like cursive, just a kind of I don't see the document.
You can't see it?
I can see.
Okay.
Generational artifact that eventually disappear now that we've developed arguable superior communication alternatives. If the research indicates that the cognitive benefits from learning to write by hand are essentially null, should we really bother anymore at the formal educational level beyond, say, its pursuit and then art?
Okay.
My pronunciation is so bad.
No, it's very good. Let me correct a couple words for you. Okay? Okay. So let's see. The first one right here, urge. Urge.
Urge.
Okay, very good. Next, right here, primitivism.
Primitivism.
Perfect.
Primitivism.
Great. And the last one I had was this one, arguably.
Arguably.
Perfect. Okay, everything else was very good. So what are some questions in this section?
Some words I don't know.
Let me explain it a little bit because I know that this was a little bit tricky. So I'll explain the whole paragraph so you can understand it better, and then if you still have questions, you can ask, okay?
Primitivism.
Right. Okay, so this, in general, the article, or this paragraph, is summing up the article. What do you think? Do you think that reading and writing, or not reading and writing, but just writing, is a kind of primitivism? Does anybody know what that means?
Ancient form.
Can you say again?
Ancient form. Ancient form.
Right, something that's ancient or it's old.
Old.
Right, either one you could say. So basically, do you think that handwriting is this ancient thing that we don't need to do anymore? Or is it something that is still important? And then at the end it says, if the research shows that there are no cognitive benefits or no mental benefits to learning how to write by hand, shouldn't we just eliminate it? Okay. Any questions still? Do you have any questions?
Teacher, I think the writer in the article is meaning something like that. What is the problem? Because pen and paper and laptop, a computer are absolutely the same thing. Well, we need to understand a pen and paper is old-fashioned technology, but it's technology. Now, the modern technology is laptop, computer, and blah, 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 and that is the most important point now. We need to, to understand this. What is the problem? Maybe that is the question, okay? Perhaps.
Right. Yeah, great comment. And you have to try and interpret what is the author's opinion based on this article. You have to try and find what is the author trying to say or trying to tell us. Anybody else? Any other comments? What do you think the author's opinion is?
No, I agree in the fact that to teach cursive it's not it's not must be an obligation. But I think handwriting is important.
Right. So there are two different arguments. The argument of handwriting in general, which I can't imagine not knowing how to write, only knowing how to type. But a lot of times they remove the cursive, and this happens already. They remove cursive from schools, and they don't make that a requirement. Okay. Anybody else? Any opinions?
Yes, I think the objective is to follow practicing handwriting, not to learn like cursive. If you learn cursive method, but after you don't practice, we are in the same situation.
Right, exactly. Okay, very good. Any other comments or questions? This is the end of our first article, and now we're just going to look at some neat technologies that I found. So any other comments?
Sir. I think the topic is very interesting.
Okay, very good. I'm glad. Can I give you a point
of technology.
Okay, very good. I'm glad you're learning some vocab. Can I give you a point, Zinnia?
Yes, I can give you.
Okay. Well, let me tell you something. I just want to give you a little correction, and I don't want you to feel bad. But when you say sir, that's for a man. Okay. So when you say ma'am, that's for the woman.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I didn't want you to feel bad, but I wanted to tell you for the future reference. Okay?
Mrs.
You could say that, or you could say ma'am.
Teacher.
Or teacher. Okay, so
I know. I think technology is a great help for our modern life, but technology has some bad things for us. Mm, mm. For some reason, we keep some good traditional, but
Right.
if someone is interested in the traditional sense, they should be do this. But not everyone. Only
Right.
some of them. Only some of them.
Right. So
That's
if you're interested in keeping that tradition, maybe you'll choose to preserve the cursive writing or the writing, and otherwise you can use the technology if you want. Okay, excellent point. So let's go and look at our technologies. We have about 10 minutes. So I thought this was neat. It's still on the same document. It's called Tech Meets Handwriting. Okay, and there's just a couple paragraphs. Let's see. Adela, would
Sir,
you read the first one?
sir, I have a pronunciation problem. How to say this? Handwriting.
Which one?
Handwriting.
Right,
Handwriting.
handwriting.
Handwriting. Handwriting.
Right.
Which one you read?
Handwriting. Handwriting.
Handwriting. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, very good. So we're going to look at this pen and see what this special pen can do. Adela, would you read the first section for us?
Yes, remember handwriting? The old-time art of transferring ink or charcoal to paper has been largely sidelined by technology, but a technology-infused pen is looking to bring handwriting into the current century.
Okay, very good. So this is this new technological pen, and let's see what this pen can do. Okay, and we're just going to go quickly through this because we just have a few minutes left. But if you have any questions, let me know. And we have Anastasia. Welcome. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Great. Would you like to read the next section for us?
Of course. The Learn Stiff pen packs motion sensors that analyze your chicken scratch. You can use the pen with standard paper or simply write words in mid-air, and a vibrating motor that buzzes when the pen detects errors. Future versions will support a Wi-Fi connection to be leveraged by an open development platform that people can use to create specialized apps for the pen as it connects to various devices.
Okay, excellent. The only correction I had was this word right here, mid-air.
Okay.
Okay. So you can use this pen either on paper or in the air. It doesn't matter. And what does this pen do? What did you understand that it does? Anybody? Did you understand what the function was?
Oh, I know. When you write something on the paper with your pen, then by the modern technology, the information can be carried into some. The information can be carried into some instrument.
Okay, yeah, and what is the purpose? Anybody else? Did you hear what the purpose of this pen was?
Correct your errors.
Right, exactly. So this is just like a normal pen, but when you spell something incorrectly, it will buzz or vibrate and let you know that you've made an error. Okay, what do you think about it?
Oh, I like this invention. It's funny.
It's great,
Uh,
I think.
but I think it's terrible.
It's terrible and great at the same time.
Teacher, I think there is a issue in this case, okay? Because the problem about handwriting is also about your personal identity. Yeah, I understand psychologists things. You express who you are when you write in your handwriting, okay? And I think that is a good point because although you are writing or typing in this case, because you are doing that in a machine, it's not the same thing. Maybe you are
Right.
losing, yeah, the I have to say richness, or it's not the same thing to write your ideas in a piece of paper and express or to say who you are. Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, very good. And that's a great point that'll lead us into our next technology. So I know that we didn't talk much about this one, but I wanted to show you this video about something that kind of talks about what you said, Elvie, that you're losing your personality when you use some of these methods. So if all of you could look on the left side of your screen and add that YouTube app. So click on the YouTube button. Does everybody see it? So everybody click on the YouTube application on the left side of your screen. Okay, let me know if you have trouble. Did everybody find it okay? So let me add this video and we'll see what you think about this. I thought it was neat.
Teacher, I don't know where the link is. Yeah.
Oh, could you put the YouTube link on the chat box? Oh, young lady, your
Here it is.
hand
Can
of
you see
favor.
it?
Oh, I can see. Mm.
Hello?
I hear you, Veronica,
Ah, okay.
but it's
Okay,
mute only the system. I don't know.
okay.
Bye bye.
Maybe it's black sometimes.
I'm going to a teacher meeting. Bye bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, did everybody watch the video?
Yes.
And what did you think about it? Did you understand what it was doing? What did you think about this new way to write in your own, or to type in your own handwriting?
Oh, I like this.
Okay, very good. What do you think, Elvie? Do you think that it fixes this problem of having no personality in your typing? Are you there, Elvie? I think
yes,
your
teacher. Yeah, I'm
microphone's
here.
muted. Okay. What
Yeah,
did you think?
yeah. I think that is a good point. Yeah, because well, someone could think you are losing your identity. Okay, and well, my handwriting, I know is terrible. Yeah, but it's important to know that it's mine. It's me in some case, and that is good. It's quite important. Okay, as well. Yeah.
Okay, very good, very good. Anybody else? What did you think about this? How about you, Enrique? What did you think?
Well, I thought you have to write with a pen, but it's just you use your letters and then the computer transform the letters in a text.
Right, so you have to write them manually, and then the computer can take them and put them on the computer. But I thought it was really neat, maybe a way to save our personalities in this digital age. With that, we'll stop there. Thank you all for being part of the class and participating. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the future. Okay,
Thank you,
everyone?
Audrey.
Yes,
Thank
take
you,
care.
sir.
Bye-bye.